I'm Robert Propstall, and today I'm going to be talking about portrayals of voodoo found within typically American movies. So, I'm going to be using three movies as an example, as I only have 5 minutes. But first, I want to give you a little overview of exactly what the voodoo is I'm referencing. Now, voodoo is a religion that rose away from Haitian Catholicism, West African tribalism, tribal religions meeting, and those rituals kind of marrying in a way. Now, voodoo is in no way Christian, but it is influenced by the Christianity that the slaves were, at least at the time in Haiti, trying to have pushed on them. It was their way of altering those rituals. Now, it was actually used in the abolition of slavery and very influential in Haiti gaining its independence. Now, it made its way to the American South through immigration, which is how it became an antagonistic force in film and television. Now, the first film I'm going to talk about is I Walked with a Zombie. It came out in 1943. It portrays voodoo as a religion that seeks to possess. It's all about power, and even with zombification, the zombie that the nurse in the film is investigating and trying to cure of its zombification is there to help the doctor work, in this case, the witch doctor. Now, this is famous for doing the biological zombie, and actually the biological zombie has come back and kind of circled in making the voodoo zombie even more of a horror villain than it was at this time. This movie actually worked in concert with a movie called White Zombie, with who Bela Lugosi was the lead. If you look him up, very famous. He played Dracula. And they kind of colored voodoo as this evil religion. Now, the next film is Princess and the Frog. They don't say it's voodoo or hoodoo, but you can kind of infer, read between the lines, this is voodoo. Now, it's negative and positive voodoo, which means it's a neutral force, which is a step in the right direction, to say the very least. Now, you have Dr. Facilier, and he is an evil but more realistic portrayal of voodoo. He does a lot more of those typical rituals, but they're kind of scary and painted as dark. You have Mama Leota, and she is this good but Christianized portrayal of this swamp voodoo. Now, Dr. Facilier is doing evil things with his voodoo, and Mama Leota is helping people, almost like the healing figure. So you have this step in the right direction of voodoo is the neutral force, and how do you use this tool going forward? Is it something you want to use for evil, or are you going to try and gain power? Now, this is the last film. A lot of people didn't see it. I really enjoyed it. It's called Spell. It's a horror film. Now, a pilot lands in a rural part of the Appalachians and crash lands and wakes up in a room. He discovers that his family is going to be used in a ritual to help population of this small village in the Appalachian Mountains to live forever. Now, in this film, it's referred to as hoodoo, but you can use your mind. You can see what they're going for there. And the more interesting thing is what happens at the end of this film. Now, the protagonist uses voodoo against the practitioners of voodoo to fight off this evil form. They're trying to, frankly, take the life force from these people. It's not good. Like, it still is icky in some ways of the way it portrays voodoo, but it still is that neutral form of voodoo in some way. Even though it is a horror film, it's supposed to portray itself as spooky. All that being said, voodoo is more than a movie villain. This is a real religion people practice. Using it as a pawn in our storytelling schemes probably isn't so great. It's something we should cut out.